Okay, hello everybody! Whoever's watching. Gonna get started here very, very shortly. We're just writing a few things down here from our dispatch. And we're gonna get started momentarily. We can see the Luxor behind us there, and the strip from Las Vegas. So yeah, you guessed it, we're at Las Vegas McCarran Airport. But what is this airplane? It's got 2 engines on one wing. It's got to have 2 engines on the other side. Yes, it is the 747-400 with the UPS livery today. And we're going to be flying from Las Vegas to San Diego. It's going to be a fairly short flight today. We're cruising about 28,000 feet. Flight time today is going to be approximately 48 minutes. And we just got the last of the cargo loaded and the last of the containers in the aircraft. So we're going to go ahead and close up the doors. Go ahead and mute my music here. There we go. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's, without further ado, let's go back into the cockpit. There we are. So, let's go ahead and get some lighting on. Let's see here. Overhead panel. And center pedestal. Because it's a bit dark in here. The nav light is on. And the beacon is off for now. Strobes are off. It's been quite a while since I've flown this airplane, so I'll see if I can remember these systems by memory. If not, we're just going to have to consult the FCOM for configuration, because we have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 fuel pumps, 13, 14 fuel pumps, 14 fuel pumps on this airplane. It's a big airplane, so. But anyway, we should be able to do it. Shouldn't be an issue. Let's go ahead and get the panel lighting on. If I can do it there, there we go. There's the first officer side. And let's go ahead and get the captain's side on. And if I recall, how do we get the MCP lighting on? Where is the MCP lighting? That's glare shield. There it is. Glare shield panel. Now we've got some MCP lighting there. Perfect. I got to figure out why my track IR is not working. I don't know why it's not working. It should be working. Let's exit out of it and go back into it. Track IR. Nope, still got nothing. Nothing in the simulator, at least. That is weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, track IR is working now, so we can move around. We can move about the virtual cockpit here. So, yeah, that's all good. Okay. So today, like I said, we're going to be going from Vegas to San Diego. Really short flight. We're not going to be taking on a lot of cargo today. Our zero fuel weight is 580,000 pounds. So we're not fully loaded with weight. And we're just going to take the minimum amount of fuel that we can take, because the runway at San Diego is pretty short. Usable about 7,000 feet, and the rest is displaced threshold. So definitely going to be either auto brakes 3 or 4 for touchdown there. And it is a contaminated runway, which means it's got something on it. In this case, it's got water because it's raining down there. So we have to make sure that we're not too fast. And when we come in and land, that'll be later on. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. So we'll go down to the doors. We're going to close the doors because we've loaded. We're all loaded. Doors. Previous page. Closing. Closing. Bulk cargo. Close, close, close. And every other door should be closed. And as you can see, we're closing those forward and aft entries. Okay, so while those are closing, as a matter of fact, we'll come over here and go to the doors menu for the lower DU here, and we'll show which doors are still open. We've got yellow and yellow. Once those disappear, they have disappeared. All entries are closed, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and we don't need that anymore. And let's go ahead and load the fuel. So on the PMDG aircraft, fuel is loaded through the FMC. Obviously that's not realistic, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Doesn't really matter. We just want fuel to be on the airplane. We don't want to wait for fuel to be loaded on a 747. That takes lots of time. Don't know how long, but I'm sure it's not like fueling your car. So FS Actions fuel. Today dispatch is saying we need 52,100 pounds of fuel, so a little over 26 tons of fuel today. 52,100. Okay, so we've got fuel loaded. Zero fuel weight is 580,000 pounds, so that's weight without fuel. And it won't put it in, we'll put it in. Oh, we've got to go back. We've got to go to payload. Now we're at 580,000 pounds. That gives us 159,900 pounds, almost 160,000 pounds on the main deck, 25,800 forward cargo, and 25,900 aft, bulk 4408. Current gross weight is 632,000 pounds. So, yeah. And fuel 5296. We'll come back over here and go to the fuel page and just verify we have 13,000 pounds in main 1, main 2, main 3, and 4 respectively, so they're evenly distributed and will be tank to engine. So what we're going to do is come up here, we're going to get crossfeeds 1 and 4 off, and we're going to get, well, the override pumps are going to stay off. And we should have the pressure lights on main tanks aft 2 and 3 should be extinguished because the APU is burning fuel from there. So there should be no low pressure lights on. That's why there isn't. So fuel crossfeeds 1 and 4, and the center pumps, they're already off. Yep, and that's basically it. Override pumps are already off. So okay. So once the fuel is loaded, we'll come up here to the overhead panel, and IRS is already aligned. So the airplane's in a turnaround state. That's a lot of weight. Yes, it is. It's a lot of weight. Well, 747's maximum takeoff weight is around 870,000 pounds, so we're not at maximum takeoff weight. But you know, this is a wide-body airplane, and yeah, she's definitely a heavy. So irises are aligned, utility bus is on, battery on, APU generator. Bus ties are on, except we have the off lights because the engines are not running, so the generators are off. Drive disconnects are illuminated. We have hydraulic pumps, hydraulic demand pumps 1 through 4 are off. Those are the electric-driven pumps, and then the engine-driven pumps are on, except the engines aren't running, so we're going to have low pressure there. We've got the overhead panel. Fire handles are all in for engines 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cargo depressurization is off, and APU fire handles in. Engine start switches are in. The solenoids are in, and fuel jettison is off. Engine start switches, continuous ignition off. We have single ignition, and we are going to be doing normal on the ignition, so it's basically cycles between igniters. So each engine has 2 igniters. That's why you have single or both. And yeah, we're just going to be running 1. Fuel crossfeeds 1 and 4 are off. Crossfeeds 2 and 3 are on. Center pumps off. And the rest of the fuel panel's configured. Anti-ice is going to stay off for now. And we'll probably get the anti-ice on after takeoff, just because we do have moisture. It's wet, it's rainy, and I believe the total air temperature is, well, it's actually plus 13 right now, but we do have visible moisture, so we're probably going to get that on later on. Upper and lower yaw dampeners on. So the rudder is a big, big, big surface. And let's see if I can get to it. If I can get to the rudder, it won't let me. Anyway, there's two parts to it. because she is very big, which is the tail and the back. There you got two parts to the rudder. Everybody knows about that, I think, on the 747. So that's why you have an upper and lower yaw dampener. I was trying to get to it, but I couldn't. Upper and lower yaw dampeners are on. Supernumerary oxygen is on. That's for passengers, not for the pilots. That's the oxygen for the passengers that are on the airplane. Well, passengers as in other flight crew members, because this is not a passenger airplane, it's a cargo airplane. Outflow valves are open, and we can actually check that. When you do the walk around, you check it. Those little two things at the bottom there, where the yellow on the tail is, right over there, right there. I can't get my mouse to get to it. There it is. Outflow valves are open, and we verify that they're open. And yep, that's all good there. Temperature's normal. Trim air on. Aft cargo heat is on. We don't need high flow on the packs. We have all three packs running. Currently equipped with new cooling is normal. Isolation valves are open. APU bleed is on. Engine bleeds are on. That's basically it for the overhead panel. Let's go ahead and we will go ahead and ident. We'll verify that we're a 747-400 aircraft, which we are, and we're running the ADC-2B1F General Electric engines, producing approximately 57,000 pounds of thrust apiece, if I recall. Yeah, I think it's 57. And the nav data is current. It's valid from January 31st to February 28th of 2019, so we're good there. We're currently in Las Vegas, so KLAS. And it's going to ask us to input the origin airport. So KLAS, which you'll see here on this navigational display will appear. Destination is going to be KSAN, which is San Diego. Lindbergh Field. Which I don't believe 747s actually land there, but hey, this is a simulator. We get to do whatever we want. And because it's such a steep approach, and I don't think 747s land there. I know other heavies do, but not 74s. We're going to expect runway 26 right for departure. I mean, there's no reason they would not give us 26 right. The winds are favoring that runway, and that's usually the departure runway here at Las Vegas, and we're right next to it, so it's going to be a pretty short taxi. Flight number is going to be UPS 949, and we are a heavy. And we'll go ahead and activate. And let's go ahead and go departure arrival. We're going to be departing via the Boch 8 departure, and the transition is level transition. We're going to expect runway 26 right for departure. And as you can see, via 2, we're going 2 level. Level is the transition. And the arrival procedure is the Lucky 1 arrival. So KSAN arrivals, Lucky 1, level transition, and probably the localizer runway 27. We'll expect that. That's what I'm going to shoot for, because the minimums are 680 feet or something like that. Visibility is a little bit higher than that, so we should be able to do that. If the weather does deteriorate by the time we get down there, then obviously we're not going to be able to shoot the localizer for runway 27, and we're going to have to either do the ILS Zulu or the RNAV Zulu. It's not an ILS. Anyway. So let's go ahead and legs. So we can go ahead and verify that. Rebel, Roper, Rod, Boch. That's correct. Ricky, Zelma, Joan 2 level. And yep. Let's go ahead and just take a look at it here. Ricky, Zelma, Jaunt 2 level, because it's level transition. Level to chatted, whatever that says. Hard to pronounce it. Then let's go ahead and take a look at the arrival. Level to chatted to Kabak to Momar. Momar between 26, flight level 260 and 240 to CERT 2301, flight level 190. Then at Trixie we have to cross Trixie at 270 knots between 14,000 and 12,000 feet. Then at Hesker at 8,700 feet or above. Then at Barrett 8,000 feet above, 6,100 above at Hannah. Lucky at 6,000. Then Lindy, I believe, is the initial approach fix for the Localizer 27. 210 knots or less and 5,000 feet or above. And that's good. And this is for the Localizer Approach. We do end up doing localizer, so we're going to go ahead and activate that. Perfect. It's all good. No discontinuities. Initial reference, our zero fuel weight is 580,000 pounds. Our reserves are going to be estimated around 29,100 pounds. So 29.1, constant mix of 100. Cruise altitude's flight level 280 today. Thrust limitation page. We're just going to do like one of the predetermined D rates here, which is going to be 15%. D rating, thrust limitation is basically jet engines have a lot of power. That's very obvious. When we derate thrust, we're basically reducing, we're not going full power on the engines, we're derating the thrust, and what that does is it saves, you know, it reduces the wear and tear on the engines. We don't need full power to take off. Derated thrust is plenty, and it's saying it's 99.8. We could probably derate a little more. Now if we had an assumed temperature, let's put an assumed temperature of 60 degrees in. That gives us 93.6. So that'll work. Obviously this is something the dispatcher would give you. We're just playing around with it. It's no big deal. And of course we've got 12,000 feet of runway here. And we're not fully loaded, so that should be plenty of thrust. And at the same time we're just, you know, we're saving life on the engine. Takeoff. We'll do a flaps 10 takeoff. So V1, VR, V2. We could do a flaps 20 if we wanted to. You know what? Let's do a flaps 20 takeoff. And let's see what our V-speeds. V-speeds don't change much, but they do. Okay. So V1 is 145 knots, VR is 150, and V2 is 154. And we'll go ahead and get our trim here. It's going to calculate it. It's 5.7 units, so we'll come down here. Well, evidently my trim is not working. Oh, yeah, well, of course, there's no hydraulics. I'm such an idiot. This isn't the 737. 737's got mechanical trim. On the 747, the stabilizer, you need hydraulics. Or else the trim is not not going to move. Okay, that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're just going to write down 5.7 units. 5.7 units for the trim, and then once we get the hydraulics on, then we'll go ahead and we'll set the trim. Engine at acceleration height is 800 feet, thrust reduction at 1500. So V2 is 154 knots. So we're going to go ahead and put V2 here in the MCP. That's 154 knots. There it is. So that's perfect. And that's basically it. And we are taking off on a wet runway. So runway condition is wet. And of course the takeoff speeds are deleted. That's right, because now V1 is going to be a little less. V1 is 135 knots now, so it's 10 knots less. And basically because the runway is wet, so our decision speed is going to be less. So we can actually stop and not hydroplane. Alright. And that's basically it. Let's go ahead and get the checklist here. Alright, so pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested. We can go ahead and test it. Why not? Captain's side. And we'll go to the first officer's side. Alright, oxygen's tested. Flight instruments are set, except for the initial heading, which is going to be 259er. Let's go ahead and set 259er. We'll bug that. We're just gonna hand fly it, probably just for a little bit, and then eventually we'll get the autopilot on. Initial altitude is gonna see 7,000 because there's a restriction. So we're gonna go 7,000. Probably gonna be climbing via SID. The top altitude on the SID is flight level 190. We'll go ahead and we're gonna probably gonna take the first officer side for flying today. So right seat. So we're gonna go ahead and get the right flight director on first, then the left one. Arm the LNAV, and we'll get the auto throttle on as well. Auto throttle's already armed. Okay. And it shouldn't be Toga. I don't know why it's saying Toga. It should be 93.6, but it's already derated. I can see that. And let's go ahead and check the engine page. We'll verify we have 22 quarts of oil. Max is 22 on each engine, so engine's oil is good. Let's go ahead and verify hydraulics. We have a lot more hydraulic fluid on system 1. I don't know why. Huh, interesting. 1.12. 112% there, 96%. So hydraulic quantity is good. There's no pressure, of course, and these are all of these systems require hydraulic pressure, and that's why they're all, showing up in yellow here. Yaw dampener, autopilot, trailing edge flaps, all this good stuff here. So that's all good there too. Oil is good. That's verified. And then let's go ahead and verify compass. We're looking at 077 on the heading, and it looks like it's showing about a 07576. So compass and navigational displays are in agreement, so it's just more of a sanity check like you would do in a small airplane. And that's basically it. We'll go ahead and get the ATIS here, which is going to be my flight route. And it's going to be Las Vegas. Oh, you know what I didn't do is I did not file the flight plan. Yeah, that would help. Put my email in, put my password in. There we go. UPS 949, B74F Slant Lima. True airspeed's 491 knots. Las Vegas, 28,000 feet. LAX. And we'll go ahead and we're going to file the flight plan. Boach 8, level, lucky 1. File flight plan, UPS 949. We'll go ahead and connect. B744 is the type code, and we're UPS. And UPS 949. Perfect. And that's it. And we're going to connect. So flight plan is filed. And we'll go ahead and get the ATIS, which is going to be the weather. Automated
Number 1
weather.
to take your bearings just over the numbers. You can turn the base leg now.
We're not going to listen to it. We'll just read it. It's information Tango 0156 Zulu, so it was about 30 minutes ago. 17010, 2966. 2966. So it looks like if we take off runway 26, we're going to have a left quartering crosswind. So we have a 2966 on the altimeter, so we'll set 2966. We have really low pressure because of the rain. We have a low pressure system. 2966. Which should give us about 22,180 feet here at LAX. Correction, at Las Vegas. So the altimeters are set. Oh, we have to set the standby 2966 as well. Alright. Information Tango. Let's go ahead and get clearance delivery in. We will run VHF. We have to run the VHF 1 because that's the only one that works in Pilotedge. VHF 1. And we've got both. That's good, that's good. 118.0.
Better 530, travel heading 100, back to the final approach course.
Alright, 118.0, and then ground is 1211. Perfect. And then we're going to call him up. We have information Tango. Oh, we didn't finish the pre-flight checklist. We said parking brake, hitting. Well, we have the wheel chocks in currently, so we'll keep them in for now. Fuel control switches are cut off, gears down, flaps are up. We didn't verify all that stuff. That's why you got two pilots on these airplanes. Las Vegas clearance delivery. Good evening. UPS 949 Heavy, IFR San Diego. We have Tango.
UPS 949 Heavy, Las Vegas clearance delivery. Good evening. Cleared to San Diego Airport, Boach 8 departure, level transition, then it's filed. Climb VAC, squawk 1730.
Okay, we're clear to San Diego Lindbergh Field, Boach 8 departure, level transition, then it's filed. Climb via SID, squawk 1730, UPS 949 Heavy.
UPS 949 Heavy, expect runway 26 right.
Yeah, we'll expect runway 26 right for departure, UPS 949 Heavy. All right. So 26 right. And was that 1730 or 1736?
4.35.
I wrote it down wrong. Or I wrote my 6 looks like a 0. So I'm going to ask him again. It's okay, no problem. And Las Vegas clearance, verify that was 1736 for the transponder for UPS 949 Heavy.
UPS 949 Heavy squawk 1730.
Okay, 1730 UPS 949 Heavy, thanks. I forgot what it was, and I wrote it. My 6 looks like a 0, my 0 looks like a 6. Okay, anyway. 1730. Doesn't hurt to ask. 730. Alright, so we got the transponder on. We got 1730 in the box. Climb via SID. Somebody's got a weird mic heterodyne going on there, or something.
November 50 Whiskey, turn left heading 100, back to the final approach course.
So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to get the parking brake on. Before we can do that, we got to get the hydraulic demand pump to auxiliary. The demand pump number 4 needs to go auxiliary because parking brake uses demand pump 4. And I think it'll tell us here if I go off. See, pressure was going up, now it's going back down because I turned it off. Wing, inboard, elevator, outboard, downward trailing edge flaps, brakes, and brakes. Yep, which is why we need to have demand pump 4 on, or else the parking brake won't work. So it needs to go to auxiliary. Then we'll come over here to the PMDG setup. Oh no, I'm sorry. FS actions, ground connections. Let's go ahead and we'll get the parking brake on. Parking brake comes on.
Delta 8.23, descend and maintain 6,500.
Okay. Doesn't want to come on. There you go. Alright, wheel chocks removed. Come on, parking brake. Why does it keep disengaging? Alright. And that's it. We don't need this page. We need the engine page now for the lower DU. And the parking brake is going to make me mad. Alright, engine page. Whatever. Just keep my feet on the brakes. Feet are on the brakes. Alright, so before start, flight deck doors closed and locked. Passenger signs are on. There's no passengers, but we'll get the seatbelts to auto. And MCP set V2154. And heading is set. Altitude is set. And CDU pre-flight is complete. Trim is going to be 5.7 units. We don't have any hydraulic pressure, so we're going to go ahead and set it once we get hydraulic pressure. Taxi and takeoff briefing. Let's go ahead and do that. Anything that happens below V1, we're going to go ahead and abort. At 80 knots, we'll cross-check airspeeds, make sure they're consistent. Anything below V1, tire blows out, fire, whatever, engine failure, we'll abort. V1 and above, we are committed. We're going to continue. We'll climb at V2 if it's an engine failure. 154. We got three other good engines, so it's no big deal. And we're not heavy, and it's a cold day, so it should be fine. To our acceleration, altitude of 1,500 feet, and at that point, we'll go ahead and begin retracting flaps. And climb to MSA, come back around and land. And that's basically it. And we'll probably get the weather radar on as well, along with anti-ice. Once we're entering the runway, weather radar will come on because it's very dangerous and it could damage equipment, and actually it could be hazardous to health. So weather radar will come on entering the runway as well. Trim 5.7 taxi takeoff briefing beacon. Let's go ahead and set the beacon to both. So now we've got that flashing little red beacon there, top and bottom. And that's basically it. So we're going to go ahead and request pushback at this point. So let's go ahead, menu, FS actions, pushback. We're going to push back and we want the tail to the left. We'll go 90 degrees. And start.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left. Roger that. Ready to push. Tail to the left. Parking brakes off.
Now, parking brakes are off.
Veteran 530, turn right heading 250.
Now, in the cockpit of the 747, you're actually 29 feet off the ground.
Delta 823, turn left heading 320.
It's pretty high.
Maintain 5000.
So we should start pushing back here. There we go. We are moving. So tail should go to the left. If I know my lefts and rights, then it should, the nose should swing to the right. So we're currently running off the APU. We loaded an extra 2,000 pounds of fuel because, well, we needed it.
Clear the Localizer and 27 approach.
For taxi, even though it's going to be a pretty quick taxi, but it was just better that we did.
Delta 823, 5 miles from Shand. Turn left heading 290. Maintain 5000 until established on the Localizer. Clear ILS runway 26 left approach.
This is my favorite shot right here. It's a favorite view of engines 1 and 2.
Delta 853 is 5 miles from Shand. Turn left heading 290. Maintain 5000 until
Alright.
established on the Localizer. Clear ILS runway 26 left approach.
And since we're not in a movement area, we can push back. Typically, you would call
East Tower, Cessna 421 Kilo,
call
clear
up
runway 11.
the ramp or
Taxi to
to
the
if
ramp.
it's not a movement area, of course.
Cessna 1
It's not
Kilo,
your
thanks
traffic
to the parking,
control's
yeah, Alpha,
responsibility.
Yeah, Alpha, thank you very much.
November 50 Whiskey, contact circle
Alright.
approach 124.35.
So we'll just say that we've been cleared to pressurize our hydraulic system. So we're going to go demand pumps 1, 2, and 3 is going to come on. We're going to go ahead and we got the beacon already on. And we're going to get packs 2 and 3 off for engine start. We're going to get main pumps 1,
Cherokee 5950
forward
Whiskey,
aft,
approach.
2 forward aft, 3 forward aft, and 4 forward aft on. Override pump's going to stay off. Center pump's off because there's no fuel in the center wing tank, of course. So those are all going to be off. And that's basically it. So pumps are on. We're still getting pushed back. But now we've got hydraulics. As you can see. We have movement of the control yoke. Alright, pushback should be close to done here. I think it is. Let's go ahead and set the parking brake. If I can see it, I gotta go to the captain's side to see it. There we go.
Brake set. Alright, steering pin is disconnected. Watch for the slip release from guidance on your left. Have a good flight.
Alright. So we really, once we get those engines running, we gotta be moving because we burn a lot of fuel with 4 engines running. We could probably taxi on 2 engines. That'd be kind of fun. No, we're not gonna do that. We'll just get all 4 running. I don't want to have to mess with that. And let's go ahead and get the map a little bit outwards there. Perfect. We'll get VOR1 to left and right, 3, 4.
Veteran 530 contact Quebec Tower 118.3.
Flight director's already on. And that's basically it. Alright, before start's already complete. Let's go ahead and start.
1453
So we're going to monitor engine start at 25% of N2. We're going to go ahead and introduce fuel. We'll pull. We'll start 4 and 3 first, then 2 and 1 once those are stabilized, and that's basically it. Pretty simple. Engine start at 747. It doesn't take much. So let's go ahead and we'll start 4 and 3. So pull 4, pull 3, and we have N2 rotation. You can see that. We have some oil pressure. 24, 25, introduce fuel. We're looking for EGT. We have a light off. We have increasing N2, increasing N1, increasing oil pressure. And we don't want to make sure EGT doesn't redline. We're looking for hot starts, hung starts.
Delta
And 1 is still increasing.
Visual approach advice, the airport is at 12 o'clock and 13 miles.
And then we'll wait for starter cutoff, which is the engine start switches go in at that point. There it is. There's 1, there's 4 and 3. They went in.
For visual approach, runway 26 left, your choice.
Alright.
Roger.
We'll wait for those engines to stabilize. Looks like they're good. We're going to go ahead and start 1 and 2. 2 and 1. Oops. There we go. 1, 2. We have N2 rotation. We have oil pressure. We have some N1 rotation. We're looking for 25%. 24 and 25. Introduce the fuel. Looks like we've got EGT. We got light off there. Oil pressure still increasing. Oil temperature will take some time. N1 increasing normally. And then we're looking for starter cutoff there. Those switches to go inwards. And there they are. There's starter cutoff. Alright, we are currently running off APU generator. We'll make sure all the drive disconnect lights are illuminated. Gen bus lights are off. That's good. So now we're running off the engine generators. We'll go ahead and get our feet on the brakes. Get demand pump to auto. We don't need the APU, so APU is going to come off. And let's go ahead and get packs 2 and 3 back on. We're going to go ahead and get the taxi lights on. And then the strobe light's going to come on entering the runway. We'll get the wing and the logo lights on.
Extra groundhog 1.
There it is. And we'll do a flight control check. Go left,
Hog 1 back to ground.
right, down.
Hog 1 is
left,
type
right
aviation
rudder,
carrier.
and
Like
left
to,
rudder.
I'm at the
Go ahead and set flaps 20.
Got information India like to depart to the east to the MOA and be
So
back.
leading
in
edge
about an
slats
hour.
are extending. And the flaps will start coming out here.
Hog 1 roger you, helicopter was at a fixed
And before taxi, anti-ice,
Fixed wing, Harrier.
we will get on.
Hog
Actually,
1-1.
anti-ice won't
Roger,
come on
runway
anyway
30
until
right, taxi via Bravo.
we're off the ground, I
Only
believe.
30 right, taxi
So,
to Bravo, Hog 1.
let's go ahead and get the wing anti-ice on
Cherokee 50 whiskey turn right, heading 1
for
and 0.
now, and then the cell anti-ice if needed. So wing anti-ice is on. And flaps are still in transit.
Charlie for radio check.
Recall's checked. We have wing anti-ice left and right on. TCAS
okay.
is off for now. We should
Roger
be
that.
in altitude reporting mode, so we are there. Auto brake's going to be RTO.
Las Vegas Tower 119.9.
And flight controls check. Ground equipment's clear. Let's go ahead and go to ground and let them know where we're at.
St. Louis County, first flight 45 Charlie over St. Louis Field. Request
So we'll set ground. Tower there.
runway landing at your preference.
November 45 Charlie, St. Louis Tower, enter right down to runway 11, clear to land.
Runway 11, get clear to land.
Las Vegas Tower, good evening on the final 3,700.
Alright, so we're at the cargo ramp, which is all the way east here.
Clear to land, 26 left, Delta 8.
And Las Vegas ground, UPS 949 Heavies. We're at the cargo ramp ready for taxi, and we have Tango.
UPS 949 Heavy, Las Vegas ground, runway 26 right, taxi via Charlie.
26 right, taxi via Charlie, UPS 949 Heavy. Okay. So Charlie, which should be the first taxiway, probably going to burn 2,000 pounds of fuel just getting to the runway, which is a couple thousand feet to the left there. Not even.
Out in November 251 Charlie Victor next to FDO, request tax.
So with the 747, she's a little tricky. You want to overshoot where you want to be at. You want to turn later. So the nose has got to go past the center line. Like that.
Taxi via Bravo.
15
Taxi via
Bravo, 1 Charlie Victor.
45 Charlie.
45 Charlie, that was for somebody else. Brand 530, your I-8 is a pass. Taxi to parking near Charlie Hotel, monitor ground. Have a good day.
Yeah, she's a big airplane. There's a
Pass
lot
on
of,
the
there's
I-8
definitely a lot of her
and,
to love, that's for sure.
Taxi unit, Charlie Hotel, 530. Thank you.
A lot of airplane there. Okay, so we've got departures 1259er. Let's go ahead and get the departure procedure open, so we've got that to reference. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the weather radar on, entering the runway. Strobe light's going to come on. Transponder's going to go TARA. And we're going to start the clock, of course.
Bakersfield Tower, Hog 11, runway 30 right, number 1 ready for departure.
Hog 11, Bakersfield Tower, runway 30 right. Clear for
Clear
takeoff.
left, clear right.
Runway 30 right, clear for takeoff, Hog 11.
Las Vegas Tower, Delta 8, 26 left.
Delta 823, cross runway 26 right at Alpha 8. Contact ground 119.9 as you cross.
Okay, so we're going to hold short here.
Cross 36 right.
November 50
Delta
Whiskey,
8,
1 mile from
over
OK,
to
maintain 4,000 meters established on the
Delta 8,
localizer. Clear localizer, runway 27 approach.
We don't want to cross over. Let's go ahead and get the weather radar on. If I can see it. I can barely see it there. Weather. Auto. And weather on this side, and terrain on the captain's side. There it is. Alright, let's go ahead and go to tower. And Las Vegas Tower, UPS 949 Heavy, hold short runway 26 right at Charlie, ready for departure.
UPS
1259er.
939 Heavy, Las Vegas Tower, runway 26 right. Line up and wait, traffic will cross.
Okay, line up and rate 26 right, and traffic cross, UPS 949 Heavy. He said
November
traffic's
45
gonna
Charlie,
cross.
taxi to parking via Alpha. Have a good night.
Yeah, there he is. He's all the way at the end of the runway. So,
45 Charlie, taxi to our parking.
and we got the
Via
traffic
Alpha.
over there. He's
45
clear
Charlie.
of the runway.
UPS 939 Heavy, runway 26 right. Clear for takeoff. Wind 170
Left
at
is
10.
clear, right is clear. Clear for takeoff runway 26 right, UPS 949 Heavy. Alright, left's clear, lights, right is clear. Landing lights come on.
Las Vegas Tower, Delta 833, clear 26 right on Bravo.
Transponder is going to get set to
Delta
TRA.
823, taxi to a gate via Bravo, Bravo 5. Have a good day.
Lights, camera, action. Strobe lights coming on as well.
Cherokee 50 Whiskey, contact Limerick Tower 118.3.
And we're cleared for takeoff, so we're going to go ahead and go 50%. We'll just do a rolling takeoff here. Make sure all the engines are stabilized.
5950 Whiskey's on the localizer.
There's 50%. And toga. Start the clock.
Number
All right,
5950 Whiskey,
93.5.
Limerick Tower, runway 27. Clear to land, wind 150 at 3.
Airspeed's alive.
Clear to land runway 27 in 5950 Whiskey.
Try to maintain center line here. There we go. And we're looking for 80 knots. 80 knots cross-checked. Okay, there's V1.
V1.
Rotate. And V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Alright, so 2,682 feet, and then we turn to Rebel.
UPS 949 Heavy, contact departure.
Departure, UPS 949 Heavy. Alright, let's go ahead and go to departure. And the gear is up. Get in the op position. Las Vegas departure, good evening, UPS 949 Heavy, climbing to 3,400 via the Boche 8 departure.
UPS 949 Heavy, Las Vegas departure, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 190.
Climb maintain flight level 190, UPS 949 Heavy. Okay, 190, and yeah, we did set the stabilizer trim. I was like, did I set it? I just forgot to mention it during the checklist. During takeoff. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go flaps 10. So we've been cleared to 19,000 feet, or flight level 190. Alright, and we'll go flaps 5. It's been a fat minute since I've flown this airplane. We're just following the flight director. We're going to go ahead and set 19,000 here, even though we're just hand flying her for now. So that green there is terrain, yellow is close, is much closer, red is really high difference in altitude. Green, it means it's not so high, yellow means a little bit higher. No weather on the weather radar yet. Alright, we're in the soup now. Soup meaning the clouds here, you can't see anything. Alright, flaps 1. And once we get up the flaps up maneuvering speed, then we'll go flaps up. Whoa! We haven't got some chop, that's for sure.
Positive, so copy that, thanks.
Alright, flaps up. And we don't want to exceed 250 knots, below 10,000. And we're coming up on 10,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and we're going to get the inboard or the outboard lights off. Coming up on 10,000 feet, taxi lights can come off. We're going to go ahead and accelerate here to about 270 knots.
Number 123, Alpha, Bravo, Toronto ground, good evening, runway 29R, right, taxi via Hotel Juliet.
Oh, we got some rain. We'll go ahead and get the autopilot on, I guess, at this point. Level change it to 280 knots.
Number 3 Alpha Bravo, do you plan to do Cat 11 by any chance? Number 3 Alpha Bravo, do you plan to make this flight a Cat 11 ready?
Well, that's basically it. God, that's a beautiful sound. The hum on those engines is so
251 Charlie
beautiful.
Victor from tower, runway 15, clear for takeoff.
Okay, so we're doing about 280 knots in the climb. And
Cherokee
total
50
air
is
temperature's
departing
below
via
10
Charlie
degrees
Hotel,
Celsius
Montreal.
now.
Have a good day. UPS 939 Heavy, contact Los Angeles Center 133.2.
And we have pressurization, that's good. 133.2, UPS 949 Heavy, good night. God. Los Angeles Center, good evening. UPS 949, climbing through 16,000, flight level 190.
UPS 939 Los Angeles Center, good evening, climb and maintain, flight level 280.
Climb and maintain, flight level 280, UPS 949. So the heavies dropped. Once you get into the air route traffic control, you don't have to say heavy anymore because heavy is just to imply wake turbulence separation for other aircraft. So once you're in the centers, then there's enough separation where heavy is not required to be set. All right, 18,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and go 29 or 902. All right, and we're going to set the captains to 2992. And we're going to set the standby 2992. And, oh, we can continue to climb. Hello. Got another 9,000 feet to go. And about 41,000 pounds of fuel. That's all terrain. The green there is terrain. I don't have any weather on the weather radar, so that's a good thing, I guess. For now. We'll see what happens later on. Okay. And at Ricky, let's see what we're supposed to have here. There it is. Ricky. 39,000 pounds, 39,100. Actually, we're doing good on fuel. We're at 40.6. So we're actually doing very good on fuel. Got 40,000 pounds. Said we're supposed to have 39,100 at Ricky. And we're tanked to engine, so
160 at 10, runway 11 is the news. Verify you prefer runway 29.
we're at 10,000 pounds on each engine, so that's good.
November 45 Charlie, San Luis ground, runway 11, taxi via Alpha. Negative, sir. You have to read the instructions back. Runway 11, taxi via Alpha.
Inside view.
1 Charlie Victor, contact departure.
All right, top of climb is coming up.
G51 Charlie Victor, SoCal departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 13,000, clear direct Van Nuys. 251 Charlie Victor, clear direct Van Nuys.
We've got quite a ways to go there. Well, we're coming up on our top of climb here. So the green arc indicates where our top of our climb is going to be. And of course it's moving based on our ground speed and our rate of climb.
Cessna 08 Echo, contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
Well, we're 46 miles from Las Vegas.
134.65.
About 1,000 feet to go. We're going to go ahead and go to Mach mode here.
Los Angeles Center, Cessna 8408 Echo is 1000.
Cessna 8408 Echo, Los Angeles Center, Barstow, altimeter 2968.
2968.
Yeah, we'll set Mach 0.80 here.
123 Alpha Bravo, Torrance Tower, runway 29 right, clear for takeoff.
You know, that's a little bit fast. 0.76 is just fine. We have an 83 knot right quartering crosswind slapping us on our right side there. 83 knots. Wow. Which is what was expected anyway.
You still appear to be on a 213 heading. I gave you directive Van Nuys over 7 miles ago. I won't be able to issue a passing grade on the I-5. You've got to be able to make that turn in a timely manner, and what you're doing now is just
speed
not
it up
that.
a bit. We got a 400 knot.
One Charlie
ground
Victor,
speed.
your last instruction was to turn direct to Van Nuys. You're flying ahead. You're still on that 213 heading. I won't be able to give you a pass on the I-5 rating. Turn right heading 360 immediately.
Uh-oh. Somebody made a boo-boo.
One Charlie Victor, negative. Turn right heading 360. 360. Enable.
Good.
Proceed direct. Van Nuys.
That's good enough. Contrails. We come bearing gifts, UPS gifts. Your packages will be arriving soon. Your packages will be arriving shortly. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, flying these airplanes, sure. Is it really going to help you in your flight training? Probably not, but, yeah, a little bit. You know, there's a lot of complex systems, you learn a lot. But I think any type of flying is good. You know, it's all routine. And once you get that routine down, then, you know, it's good. It's you're just doing something over and over again, even if it's something very advanced, like this airplane is. But you are learning.
One Charlie Victor, Roger, and just
making you more proficient.
Go any farther, verify for me that you understand. You'll have to restart the rating. I cannot give you a pass this time.
So yeah, you know, it's not flying a little Cessna, but
One Charlie Victor, Roger. Contact LA Center 125.27.
But it's still fun. I'll probably never ever fly a 747, but you know, hey.
3 Alpha Bravo, contact Hawthorne Tower.
Gives you some experience, especially with, you know, considering these airplanes are 2 crew airplanes.
UPS 949, contact Los Angeles Center 124.62.
124.62 UPS 949, thanks. So 124.62. Flying is mostly, you know, routine. You know, it's just checklists, and doesn't make you proficient in that aspect. 124.62.
Takeoff.
Los Angeles Center, good evening. UPS 949, flight level 280.
UPS 949, Los Angeles Center, Roger.
We are over a bed of clouds.
123 Alpha Bravo, Hawthorne Tower, squawk 0201. Proceed inbound via the mini route. Remain outside of Class Bravo airspace till advised by LA Tower. Ongoing altimeter 2980.
And that's Zelma. So we're just over Zelma. We've got 37,000 pounds of fuel. And we're supposed to have... Zelma's... Oh, there it is. 36.5. So we're actually 500 pounds above what we're supposed to be on fuel, which is good, considering we have an 80 knot right quartering headwind. And that's probably because we're running a lower Mach number, Mach 0.79, 79% of the speed of sound right now. We're going to
49 descend to the Lucky One arrival, Lindbergh altimeter 2989er.
Okay, we'll send via the Lucky One on arrival, 2989er, UPS 949, thanks. Okay, so 2989er. And he already gave me the descend via. We'll probably still tell him that we're going to descend when we start our descent, that is. 2989er. We've got about 30 miles to level. At Momar, we got to be between 26,000 and 24,000 feet. So Lucky One arrival. We'll go ahead and
There's 45 Charlie.
brief that.
Right traffic runway 11 report midfield.
Let's see, radar required, RNAV 1. That's all good. That's all good. So at Momar, 26,000, 24,000. We could probably pull it up over here too. If we wanted to, we can always pull it up. We just lose the sound once we don't tab out or something. This is the Lucky One arrival right here. Let's see here. So we've got level, Chad, Cabot, Momar, 26 to 24, Desert, 23 to 190, Trixie at 270. This is what we're going to be doing, and basically we're just going to be stepping down. The only other speed restrictions at Trixie, we got to be 270 knots, and at Lindy at 210 knots, 210 knots there. And that's basically it. We're 18 minutes into the flight, and we're already going to start a descent, so. And we'll expect runway 27. Winds are favoring 27. If we look here at Sky Vector, it'll tell us here. Come on. Yeah, winds are favoring 27. Winds are, well, 100 at 7 knots. So, yeah, probably favoring 9 more, but that's we're going to land 27 probably. It's not enough of a tailwind. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and get Las Vegas, San Diego's weather here. So it is 2989 information Foxtrot currently 0251 Zulu. So it's a new observation.
45 Charlie runway 11, clear for the option.
2989er and a departing and localizer 27. So pretty simple. I highly doubt we're going to land runway 9, which is the ocean side. And we have Foxtrot. So we've already got the weather ready to go. Seatbelt signs are on, like it matters. It's more for the flight crew, but we know better. Alright, so we're just coming up over John 2. Level is the transition. We've got 8 miles to level.
Number 3 Alpha Bravo, contact LA Tower 119.8.
We have a 77 knot headwind now. Slapping us right in the face.
Number 45 Mike Delta.
One thing that I need to make sure of.
Santa Barbara clearance. San Diego Lindbergh Airport. After departure, flight runway heading. Radar vectors enter, then as filed.
I gotta make sure that
Maintain
they
5,000.
localize the
Expect 900,000
frequency.
5 minutes after departure.
110.9er.
Departure frequency 120.55.
Because if it's not the right
174.21.
frequency, then we're not going to get the ILS because this simulator is very old. 110.9er and 271 is the course.
Four five four Mike Alpha, repeat.
Here it's 273. So
123 Alpha Bravo, Los Angeles Tower, RNet.
So we're going to change it. It's a long story. Basically, this is an old simulator, so the course is going to change in real life
Yeah,
because
Bravo,
of,
contact from Los Alpha.
you know, you've got magnetic variation
Maintain VFR 2,500 LA
that's
altimeter, 2980.
changing because the magnetic North Pole is moving. That's basically the reason why. So 273 is the course. So we're going to go ahead and put an X, big red X. 273. Now the frequency didn't change, but the course is different. And we have to put the course that's in Flight Simulator X. I can't use what's on the chart because it won't be correct. Anyway. So 14 miles to Chadit, and then from Chadit we've got 10 miles and Cable, so it's 26 miles, and we have to lose, well actually that's 36 miles or so, and we have to lose 4,000 feet. So we got some time before we start descending here. In the meantime, we will do the descent checklist though.
714 Tango Whiskey, San Luis Tower, runway 11, taxi via Alpha.
Alright, so, and we didn't do the after takeoff checklist like we were supposed to. Landing gear up and off, flaps are up, altimeters are already set. Well, that was way long time ago. Descent checklist, recall we'll check. So we'll check recalls here. Where is, how do you check recalls on the 400, on the 747? I forgot. Recall.
45 Charlie, stack ramp via Alpha, remain this frequency and give way to the Centurions exiting
Well,
on Alpha.
there isn't anything on the screen. Oh, here's recall. Recall's checked. Auto brake will set to... Auto brake's going to set to 3. No, we're going to do 4. We got a short runway. Auto brake's to 4. Landing data. Let's go ahead and go to the progress page. It says we're going to have 30,500 pounds at San Diego. So our zero fuel weight's 580. That's going to give us 610,000 pounds, 610.5. So we're going to go ahead, initial reference. So 610.5. That's going to give us flaps 30, 151, and VREF plus 5. We'll probably just be at VREF today because there's not really any wind. We can do VREF. We don't want to be any faster. Unless we really have to be. And since we have a short runway, we have 7,000 feet of runway that's actually usable. Actually, no, wait a second. There's 1,000 feet at the end, I believe, and 1,000 feet at the beginning. So we have 8,000 feet usable. We can use the displaced threshold to roll off if we have to. So we should be okay. So 151 knots is going to be our approach speed today. We should be around 610,000 pounds when we get to San Diego. So according to our fuel burn. So we're going to go ahead and start our descent here. We'll probably do 1,000 feet a minute initially. At Los Angeles Center, we're going to begin our descent for UPS 949.
It's 949, right?
Just let him know. Let's go ahead and bring the speed back to 280 knots. 1,000 feet a minute's
No
fine.
problem. Have a good one.
Alright, speed's coming back.
Chain 714, Tango Whiskey. West Tower, runway 11 for the
Alright,
takeoff.
descent checklist is done. Now those lights are
Yes,
bright.
949, contact LA Center 128.6.
128.6, UPS 949, good night.
3 Alpha Bravo, you leaving the Class Bravo airspace to the north. Radar service terminated. Squawk VFR, contact Santa Monica Tower 120.1.
Alright, 1286. Los Angeles Center, good evening, UPS 949, Seneca flight level 268, via the Lucky 1 arrival.
Yes, 949, Los Angeles Center, Roger, Limerick, altimeter 289.
2989 or UPS 949, thanks. Oh, we got a wall of clouds coming up on. Wow.
We're 123 Alpha Bravo, Santa Monica Tower, Roger, Squawk VFR, transition approved.
We got traffic way below us. Is that them right there? 9,900 feet below us. That's so weird. I don't know what that is. Is that a UFO or what? The TCAS shouldn't even be... I mean, that's not even in our... I mean, they're not even an intruder. They shouldn't even be an intruder at that point. They're so far away and so low. I don't even see why the TCAS would even enunciate. Yeah, who knows? Anyway. Whatever. Alright, so the altimeter is 29er, 89er. We know at this point, let's go ahead and brief the approach. We'll brief the localizer approach. That's probably what we're gonna get. 110.9er, 273 is the course. So let's go ahead and go nav. ILS is 110.9er. We've already got it in, of course, because it's 1110.90/273. Ay, this is not right.
It's got 1977 after departure, flight runway heading. Maintain VFR at below 1,500 until advised.
90/273.
Departure 120.55. Squawk 3764.
ILS Corsair. No, it's not an error. See, the thing is, it's not an error because Flight Simulator X is old. So we're going to disregard that because the course is 273 because the simulator is running something that it shouldn't be running. Well, it's just really old.
77, read back correct.
Alright, and then we got to be at 190 at Desert.
Air 454 Mike Delta, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
So at Desert, we're going to be at flight level 190. Dang it, stupid iPad, stop turning the screen. And then after Desert, Trixie 14,000 to 12,000 and 270 knots. Alright, so we've got the course set. Let's go ahead and set the missed approach. Alright, so 110.9, 273 is the course. Landing distance is 7,590 feet. We've got tower, ground, we've already got all that. We'll put that in the standby once we get closer. Let's see here. Minimums are 680 feet, 663 feet above the ground. So we're going to go ahead and set 680.
We're 41977, Burbank ground.
And we're going to set the first officers, or captains, correction, captains to 680.
Warrior 977. I got the different initial instructions here for you.
There it is, 680 set.
Actually, you know what? We'll give those to you. Runway 15, taxi via Bravo. Burbank altimeter 278.
Missed approach, we're going to climb at 2,500 feet. Runway heading, which in this case is 273, not 275. We're going to intercept the mission bay 255 radial.
Report Mike Delta, contact departure.
And we're going to hold inbound 075 255. And we're going to turn at the 170 radial outbound from Oceanside, which is 115.3. So we'll go ahead and set 117.8 and VOR 1. So 117.8, 80, and I probably should verify that that's still accurate in the simulator, but we're probably not going to go missed anyway, so we're just going to do this just for practice. 117.8, and we're going to set runway heading, which is 273, 273.
For 454 Mike Delta, send over
That's
departure
what it
contact,
says.
come and maintain 9,000.
I'm sorry, correction, 255.
Number 714 Tango Whiskey, Santa Maria Tower, proceed straight in, runway 12, report 2 miles final.
Alright, 255, and that's Mission Bay, which actually it did identify an MZB. And then VOR 2 is going to be Oceanside, 115.3, 170, 15.3.
November 3 Alpha Bravo, right frequency
170 radial outbound. It shouldn't verify it. It should.
Number 4 Mike Delta, turn left at 10 and resume navigation.
It's Oceanside, so they're both correct. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start pulling the speed back a bit more, because we're going to have to cross Trixie at 12,000.
Remember 123 Alpha Bravo, Van Nuys Tower. Roger, and right down, runway 16 right, report midfield.
Alright, Trixie at 12,000. And we have to be at 270 knots. And we're coming up on 18,000 feet. And the altimeter should be 29 or 89er. So go ahead and set 29 or 89er here. So captain, or first officers. And I'm going to set captain to 29 or 89er. And we'll set first officer to 29 or 89er. All good. There we go. Got some not quite overcast. It looks like it's broken a bit there. We do have some weather on the weather radar, some green there, not much. We're going to continue to keep the anti-ice on though, the wing anti-ice. I think we need engine anti-ice. It'll tell us if we need it anyway. And we have information. Foxtrot is going to go ahead and give us approach soon, which is 119.6, I believe, the frequency for SoCal approach in the San Diego sector. Right after Trixie, it's Hesker at 8,700, then Barrett at 8,000, and Hannah at 6,100, Lucky at 6,000, Lindy 210 knots and 5,000. So we're going to start pulling the speed back anyway, because we cannot be above 250 knots below
Reporting
10,000.
Worcester, runway 12, clear to land.
So 9 miles to Trixie.
UPS 949, contact SoCal approach 124.35.
124.35 UPS 949. 124. Wrong way. Alright, we have Foxtrot. SoCal Approach, good evening. UPS 949 Heavy descending through 14,000 via the Lucky 1 arrival, and we have Foxtrot.
UPS 949 Heavy, SoCal Approach, Rider. Cleared RNAV, Zulu, or Localizer, runway 27 approach.
Okay, cleared RNAV, Zulu, or Localizer, runway 27. Is it possible that we can get the Localizer 27, UPS 949 Heavy?
UPS 949, well, I just cleared you for either of them. They both have transitions off of Lucky there, so you can fly either one of those approaches that you want.
Oh, that's right. Thank you so much, UPS 949 Heavy. Okay, so he's cleared us for the approach. Either or, we're gonna do the RNAV, the Localizer 27, because that's what we're gonna do.
41977 Burbank
There's
Tower.
San Diego over there.
All
lit up, and it looks like it's not socked in with clouds, so that's good.
And your departure frequency will be 134.
We've got a small little cell over there to our left.
And when you're ready, runway 15 for the takeoff.
Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Now we're going to go 250 knots. Pull the speed back a bit more. We're going to arm the speed brake. We didn't have to use any speed brakes in the descent, so that was good. Descent was spot on. Speed brake is armed. Just get things prepared. Approach course is already set. You know what we're going to do, though, is we will set for backup. It should also be set. ILS is already set.
Report Mike Delta, contact Los Angeles Center
110.9er. 273 course. We've got the VOR set for the missed approach. Going to be passing through 10,000 here, so let's go ahead and get all the landing lights on. And we'll get the taxi light on too. And we're at 250 knots, 10,000 feet.
Airport 54 Mike Delta, Los Angeles Center, Roger. Santa Barbara altimeter 2976. There's VFR traffic. You're 12 o'clock and 2 miles opposite direction, altitude indicates 6,500. Appears to be the same.
So Hesker 8,700, then at Barrett we'll go to 8,000.
Number 41977 radar contacts altitude.
The total air temperature is still below 10, so we're going to keep the anti-ice on.
Roger, contact SoCal departure.
It's a little bumpy. A little bumpy.
SoCal departure, Warrior 41977, 1,700.
Alright, so we've briefed the
714 Tango Whiskey taxi via Alpha
instrument approach.
Frequency of for a pass on the Cal.
Initial push fix of Lindy at 5,000 or above and 210 knots. At Vida 4,000, 3,600 O'Kane. Depending on what our ground speed is going to be, it's probably going to be around 150 knots. It'll take us about 2 minutes and 5 seconds for the final approach fix to the missed approach point. And at that point, if we don't see the runway at 680 feet, then we're going to go ahead and go missed. And missed approach is going to be full power. We're going to go to flaps 20. Once we establish a positive rate of climb, gear is going to come up. And we're going to go ahead and execute the missed approach procedure, which is hold at the 075 inbound, 255 outbound, radial of the Mission Bay VOR and the Oceanside 170 radial, which we've already briefed. Let's go ahead and there's Hesker. Let's go to Barrett now. Continue to vertical
3 Alpha
speed.
Bravo taxi via Alpha to American this frequency.
And we're just going to maintain 250 knots for now until we get to Barrett, then we'll start slowing her down. we have traffic 9,900 feet below us. That would be in the ground, so I don't know what it's talking about. This TCAS is going berserk. Anyway, disregard. Alright. We're going to go ahead and see if we can identify the localizer. Let's see here. Traffic again there. That's weird. Doesn't sound like it. That's it. Localizer is identified. Cool. Okay, we're going to pull the speed back to 210 knots. Okay, 6,000 at Lucky, then 5,000 at Lindy. So we don't need that anymore. Let's go ahead and set tower 118.3 in the standby. Let's get that ready. Alright, tower is set.
Bakersfield Approach, Bonanza 576 Tango Bravo, 3,500.
Okay, we've identified the localizer. We are getting
the
DME, so that's good.
270.
And it is identified as IUBR, which is coming up on the screen as IUBR there on the primary flight display. So we're 21 miles out. And at this point...
400 Victor Torrance now, I'm clear.
Okay, speed check. We're going to go flaps 1. We're going to go ahead and disable the autopilot. Autopilot's off my controls. Continue to descend to 5. We'll set the missed approach 2,500, which is the missed approach altitude.
We're 400 Victor Torrance ground.
Now we got traffic right in front of us there. What is that? Is that just a blip? Alright, we'll go ahead and get the auto throttle off. It's just going to be the raw data. Flight directors can come off too.
November 41977, contact SoCal Approach 135.4.
135.4 for Warrior 141977.
Alright, so 14.2 miles out, we should be at 4,000 feet or above. So we can go ahead and start to descend there. We'll descend to 4. There's the localizer coming in. The needle.
SoCal Approach, Warrior 41977, 2,900.
Okay, speed check, flaps 5.
Warrior 41977, SoCal Approach, roger, on carry well altimeter 2981, maintain VFR.
Okay, there's
2981 for
273.
41977.
UPS 949 Heavy at Rebo, contact Lindbergh Tower 118.3.
118.3 at Rebo, UPS 949 Heavy. Okay, so he wants me to contact tower at Rebo. We can continue to descend now. Rebo is 6.5 DME, so 3,600 at O'Kane. We'll go ahead and continue to descend. Continue to descend. A little bit fast still. Then at Kihi, whatever the hell I pronounce that, 2,700, which is 8.7 DME. Okay, there's 2,700. Can't go any lower than that. We've got a big cell to the right there. Okay, flaps 10.
Number 2938 uniform, Camel Road, ground, cleared to the Whiteman Airport. After departure, fly heading 275, credit vectors.
Yeah, we don't want to go any lower than that. At 6.5, we'll go ahead
5,000, 5 minutes
and
after departure. Departure frequency.
contact tower.
1.
Oh, shut up.
24.7, squawk 7264.
Okay, there's 2,000. We don't want to descend any lower than 2,000 feet. All right, speed check. Gear down and flaps 20. There's 2,000 feet. Gears coming down. And we're going to go ahead and contact tower.
6-4.
Lindbergh Tower, good evening. UPS 949 Heavy over Rebo.
UPS 949 Heavy, Lindbergh Tower, runway 27.
Speed check, flaps 30. Fit around runway 27, UPS 949 Heavy. Go ahead and continue to descend. Rebo, and we'll just the gradual 500 foot or 800 foot per minute descent. And we set our VREF as
1.com 718
151.
Los Angeles Center.
Getting traffic.
Roger, where are you going?
TCAS again from the left side. Alright. Okay, the visibility's coming and going.
Localizer 718, yeah, he says he cleared you direct shafter. It looks like you're just still on
a little left of needle.
You're not quite on the runway heading, but I don't know where you're going. Turn right heading 180, 180, clear direct shafter if you are.
1,000 feet stable. Cape 4 landing checklist.
Localizer 718, Roger, you know what your last instruction was?
Speed brakes arm, landing gears down, flaps 30, green light. Runway is in sight.
Your last navigation instruction. At some point, you ended up on like a 100 heading.
Minimums. Why did the minimums? Oh, barometric.
Minimums.
All right, runway's in sight. Landing. Speed is good. It says we're a little bit on. We're a little high.
718, Roger, thanks. I just gotta ask because I don't know. So.
Sync rate.
Hey, we're doing like 1,200 feet a minute here. We would probably discontinue this approach.
293 uniform with India ready to taxi.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
50. 20. 10.
Ooh, that was hard.
Remember 2938 uniform, Camel ground, standby.
That was a little hard. All right, speed brakes up.
Uniform, runway 26, thanks to be a Foxtrot Alpha.
Reverse.
26, your Foxtrot Alpha.
100 knots. But
UPS 949 Heavy, when able, turn left, taxi via Bravo, and Bravo 4, hold short, runway 27.
okay, when able, taxi via Bravo 4, hold short runway 27, UPS 949 Heavy. All right, we're just going to continue to roll here.
Airport side. We're 454 Mike Delta, contact
Yeah,
SoCal
we needed
approach
we needed
134.2.
all that runway.
Number 8408 Echo Las Vegas altimeter 2963.
Alright, speed brake's coming back up. Woo! Whew, that was crazy. Yeah, there was no way. You had to plant this airplane because the runway is just way too short. There's just there's no other way to do that. He wants me to hold short of a run. There is no runway. We're clear of runway 27.
Bonanza 454 Mike Delta SoCal approach, Ryder Van Nuys altimeter 2977. We're 41977.
Let's see here.
Roger, contact Fullerton Tower 119.1.
We are at Bravo 10. Okay. And Limber Tower UPS 949 heavy clear of runway 27 Bravo 10.
Yes, 949 heavy, Roger. Taxi via Bravo, Bravo 4, hold short runway 27.
Okay. Bravo 4, hold short of runway 27 UPS 949. Okay, that's right. He wants me to cross to go to the cargo. I'm all discombobulated. Okay.
Fullerton
Go
Tower,
ahead and we'll get the
41977,
strobe
it's about
off.
7 miles to the
And we'll
north.
get the
Inbound full
weather
stop,
radar
weather.
off.
Warrior 41977. Fullerton Tower, Roger, on the right base, runway 24, clear land.
Weather radar can come off.
Right base, runway 24, clear land for Warrior 41977.
UPS 949 heavy, cross runway 27 at Bravo 4, taxi via Charlie 4 and Foxtrot to the ramp, remain on this frequency.
Okay, cross runway 27 at Bravo 4, taxi via Bravo 4, Charlie, Foxtrot to the ramp, remain this frequency, UPS 949 heavy. And he wants me to cross runway 27 at Bravo 4, which is all the way down.
454 Mike Delta, Roger, IFR cancellation received, squawk maintain via targeted. No problem.
How do you turn this damn thing off? I don't know how to turn the weather radar off. Whatever. Alright, we'll go ahead and get the flaps up. Flaps coming up.
Sky 383 Los Angeles Center, Roger, Needles altimeter 1071, advising of the weather like have
Auto brake
say approach class.
off. Man, there's so much to do when you're by yourself.
Sky 383 Roger, expect that.
Yeah, we needed auto brakes to forward. I mean, we used up that whole runway plus the displaced threshold. And the thing is the approach is pretty steep here because it's a localizer approach. And he wants me to cross here.
Order
That's clear.
7565 Golf
Right
Sandler
is
approach.
clear. Nobody on final. It was pretty fun though, I'll tell you that much.
Stationary
enjoy
65 Golf Squawk 7376.
Charlie Foxtrot to the ramp.
And 65 Golf Airfire squawking mode Charlie as well.
Yeah, some nasty cells. Good thing they were not really over the airport. They were kind of east and west of us, so you can see on the weather radar, which is still going because I don't know how to turn it off. Don't use it very often, so. Anyway. Sporty. Is that Cirrus Max? Cirrus Max? Oh my God, Cirrus Max, are you in my stream? That's crazy. I was just watching your video. Your 300-mile final there in your
start stand weather
Cirrus jet.
correction. IFR.
Very nice approach you did there. It was kind of nice how they vectored you around because you couldn't maintain 280 knots there at was it Gleason for the Angel 3 arrival, Angel 4. Was watching that.
Delta 2318 John Clarence, go to Las Vegas Airport. Since departure, minimize the transition, then is bound. Climb via Civics at maintain 5000, squawk 6472.
Well, thank you. Welcome to my stream.
Southwest 2318 is cleared to the Vegas Airport via Bison 2, Meissen, that's 5. Climb via the Civics at maintain 5000, squawk 637.
All right, I'm not going to be able to make this turn, so.
6472.
Southwest 2318, you're back right.
This is an impossible turn right here. So we're just going to park it right here. She's way too long. Yeah, I can't park, that's for sure. Oh well. Well, that was fun. I probably should have got the APU generator on, but I didn't. APU generator comes on, flaps are up, speed brake is stowed. I guess we're just gonna have to wait for that. Or probably not. Well, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Can't really do any replays in Flight Simulator X because replays are crappy. But I'll probably post this on my Twitch and on my YouTube. Until next time, fly safe, have fun, and we'll see you. Thank you again, Cirrus Max, for joining my stream. It's always nice to have a very popular streamer in my stream. And maybe you'll give me some more views, I don't know. Thanks again, have a good night.